Arby says, I wanted to ask about optimization given the Google Core Vitals updates, as I've seen a few posts elsewhere saying that Google has shifted SEO again. Google is always shifting their algorithms, always. In particular, I wanted to ask, is the update attacking any particular type of backlink method? I don't know. The Google Core Vitals update, I thought the Core Vitals update was more about like on-page factors than off-page. Am I right in that assumption?
That was user experience, page speed, and a whole lot of other things that turned out to be nothing, because I mean the art of art still to this day trumps anything that Google is going to throw at you. You focus on the art of art, the pillars, activity, relevance, trust and authority. Trust and authority are together because they go hand in hand. You can't have trust if you don't have authority, and you can't have authority if you don't have trust. So art, since we focus on that, it doesn't matter what Google does, because you're sending more positive signals than what Google is adjusting for, especially since we focus on entities for activity, relevance, trust, and authority. So everything starts with that brand, how the brand and entity are related, how all of the keywords, which are sub-entities or related entities or what's relevant for that main entity, we focus on that. And again, we sculpt it. And we not only sculpt the content, we sculpt the schema. So it's custom schema. It's not just software, although we have built software that does what Rob teaches in his course, in his schema tech course, or schematic architecture. We're building the software that does exactly what he teaches, to customize the schema exactly the right way. Because in our tests, we've shown that only schema in and of itself will move the needle. A lot of people say it doesn't. We've proven that it does. We've shown that if you only apply custom schema the correct way, it moves the needle, absent everything else. And so it's all of these things. You can't do just one thing. Like if you focus on content only, it's going to take you a year and a half, 2 years before Google even takes an interest in you, unless you pound it with content over and over again. You do like this guy, Tarai, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's just, the way that he approaches entities with his content is fantastic. And I have yet to see anyone approach content that way. Unless you got a mind like that, where you're processing content that way, then you have to have an all-encompassing or holistic, as you've mentioned, approach to all of this, or else it's not going to work. There's no way that it can all work now unless you just brute force it. So that's the other option. It's to hammer it, but then how much risk versus how much reward? How well rewarded are you going to be if you brute force it, and if you risk everything by brute forcing? Rather concentrate all of your energy into doing it correctly, into working on all of the pillars the right way, so that if anything happens in any of the 3 pillars, the other 2 will make up for it, because they'll be producing infinite power, infinite ranking score power. Think about that. Think about that for a second. That's available not in the free groups. Come to the dark side and we'll show you how.